Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Lucasfilm's third live-action 2020 show this year, appears to be following a Star Wars Disney Plus pattern. Set in the years after the events of Return of the Jedi and within the Mandalorian timeline, the Mandoverse, the Jude Law-led series described as a Stranger Things but in space is expected to be a part of the expanding Mandoverse, coming out a little bit later this year, either in November or December. But in addition to sharing the same era within the Star Wars timeline, new evidence has suggested that Skeleton Crew is also keeping with the same length and structure as The Mandalorian into the regards of its episodes, which is exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. We have a new information here into the regards of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. That is exactly what we are going to be talking about in today's video. Let's go ahead and hop right on into it. Skeleton Crew's listing on the WGA website shows that Season 1 of the show consists of 8 episodes long. This episode count is the very same as most Star Wars Disney Plus shows within the Mandoverse and kind of outside at the same time, as all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian and soon-to-be released Ahsoka are all 8-episode seasons. The same applies to the High Republic era show, The Acolyte, which is set to premiere on Disney Plus sometime next year in 2024. The MCU Spider-Man director, John Watts. If you are a Marvel fan, I'll have my Marvel channel linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well, alongside with Christopher Ford, has penned the bulk of Skeleton Crew together and have written a majority of the episodes together here for the show, with the exception of that the show's 5th and 6th episodes are to be written by Mu-Young Jo Hensener. And so, also keeping with another Star Wars Mandoverse tradition, different directors are attached to different episodes with Skeleton Crew's lineup, consisting of Everything Everywhere All at Once's Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schneider, the Green Knight's David Leroy, and Jake Schreier, the upcoming director of Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. And on top of all that, recurring Star Wars director Bryce Dallas Howard is also set to direct, along with Minari's Lee Isaac Chung, who directed The Mandalorian Season 3 episode The Covert. So this here all being said, really overall, Star Wars Skeleton Crew is very similar, nonetheless, to the rest of the Mandoverse shows, and also to other shows outside of the Mandoverse, like The Acolyte, as we had discussed earlier on. These kind of all have 8 episodes. They're all 8 episodes long, with all those episodes ranging anywhere from 45 minutes to long to an hour long. And so really, Skeleton Crew is going to be joining alongside with the rest of those shows, consisting of 8 episodes long. Take it how you will. I would love to hear what you guys kind of think in the comment section down below into the regards of this kind of sort of formula almost that Disney Plus has kind of created in a way, especially more into the regards of their Star Wars shows to a point. I think that a majority of the MCU shows are closer to around 6 episodes, but I could be wrong. I think that it's definitely consistent. It's a consistent flow, and it's something that has for sure worked for the previous shows in The Mandalorian. However, this means maybe something a little bit more. Let's dive a little bit more deeper on into this. What does Skeleton Crew's episode count really mean? Both Star Wars and Marvel shows on Disney have shown a preference for seasons consisting less than 10 episodes. Why is that necessarily? Still, it's not to say that there haven't been exceptions for that. Shows that have gone over that 10 episode kind of count there. Season 1 of Andor featured a whopping 12 episodes, and The Book of Boba Fett, another Mandoverse show, only consisted of 7, so below that 8 episode formula, pretty much so to speak. However, the fact that Skeleton Crew is keeping to Lucasfilm's rule of 8 episodes suggests that in an effort to connect the new series to its Disney Plus counterparts and previous shows leading up to Dave Filoni's The Mandalorian crossover movie. That is very exactly what I was honestly thinking of, is that they're trying to build a more centered formula for when it comes to this upcoming Mandalorian Mandoverse movie from Dave Filoni, that things are able to really more seamlessly kind of connect much better and make a lot more sense. Kind of in a way similar to what we're seeing with Disney Plus shows for Marvel, and then also into the regards of their movies at the same time as well. The real question here is just how long will each of the season's 8 episodes really be? That is something that hasn't necessarily been confirmed by any type of sources out there. I think that 8 episodes for Skeleton Crew is really quite perfect. That is something that's just about borderline storyline confirmed even at that, although do kind of leave a little bit wiggle room for it to kind of change and fluctuate. I don't think that it will be less than 8 episodes though, however, for sure. And even then, I'm hopeful that Skeleton Crew will be able to kind of feel like that it is a little bit longer and that it does kind of consist in more episodes. And the fact and idea that previous rumors have stated and suggest that the Ahsoka show coming out a little bit later this year in August, towards the end of the summer there and fall kind of, will actually do a lot with setting things up here for Skeleton Crew that we'll have pretty much directly after the Ahsoka show wraps up, to a point, of course. And so, as I had mentioned, while we think that we just about know the episode count here for Skeleton Crew, we're not necessarily positive on how long each of these episodes really could be. Although, as I had mentioned, basing it off of the other Mandoverse shows are around 8 episodes long, such as all the previous seasons of The Mandalorian and also the Ahsoka show. Those are all 8 episodes long. How long are all of those? Around 45 minutes to an hour long each for each of those episodes. I'm pretty confident on the idea that we'll be able to see that same thing be passed down here for Skeleton Crew here at the same time. And I really also think what's very important to process and really think about and take into consideration at the same time is that the real question is just how long will each of these seasons, 8 episodes, really be, as that will truly determine the length and just how much story it really has to tell. Is it necessary for these episodes to be longer or shorter? What makes sense into the overall regards of the narrative? And when we're thinking about it into that aspect, I'll touch on this briefly here in this video, but I would like to discuss this in a separate future video here on the channel. It's all the more reason to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, but we're dealing with completely new characters just about here for the Skeleton Crew show, so you're gonna have to spend a couple of episodes setting that thing up there, those things up there, especially with the fact that it's nothing like The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian's one single character. Like with this here, we're dealing with a group, we're dealing with Jude Law's character, and then all the different kids that they're also seemingly to introduce here into the show as well. And it's not like other shows like Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, or like the Ahsoka show, where those are kind of already like pre-established characters pretty much. So I think that seeing from that, kind of just basing from that alone, seeing that these episodes would have to be a little bit longer, in the sense that they're going to have to introduce these characters, let us as an audience be able to learn these characters, be able to connect more with these characters and everything like that. Of course, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. This has been Unofficial Star Wars. Peace out.